Alrighty, everybody, hello and welcome. We are finally at the point to get the Season 2 of the MMGL underway. I know we've been waiting for this for a good little while. We had an amazing Season 1, and we are looking so much forward to Season 2. We have some brand new things that we're bringing to the table this season, which you will see very, very shortly. Um, so yeah, everyone's ready. We're good to go. The scene we're switching to next, guys, is brand new. You'll see why. I hope you guys enjoy it. This is going to be this way for all casted matches throughout season 2. It offers a very more pro league type of feel, a great quality of life change. So yeah, I'm not going to say too much more other than that. I will be joined by Mr. Neely Bobber today. Unfortunately, Bubba Fabes couldn't make it. We'll get into that probably at like halftime between the games. But Bubba couldn't be here today, and we'll fill everyone in as to what's up. Um, so, without further ado, this is big for us. So, I hope you guys enjoy this and enjoy this next scene. At the same time, I'll bring in Mr. Neely Bobber to say hello and get season 2 underway, everybody. So, Mr. Neil, are you with me?
Hello, welcome.
So,
Thank you for having me
yeah,
again.
are you ready to get these guys underway?
I am. I'm actually very excited for season two. Siege has been something I haven't done much of lately, but it's definitely something I'm looking forward to get back into. As mentioned before, Bubba Faves cannot be with us today. I guess I'll explain that after. Actually, I'll explain it after the map bans. I think we'll have enough time in between
Yeah.
to go over that. And actually, I want to explain a few things, and hopefully, chat can definitely help us out with this. But it does
Yes.
look like our first map being banned is Coastline on MMG Blue. Again, taking away a lot of that top floor play, especially just because the way Coastline works. It's actually still works this way even through the constant changes of the meta. It's just one of those ones that not a lot of people like to play because of that internal kind of little placement there, where it's a little bit outside. It takes away a lot from the map. Second map being banned though is also Border, which is kind of I'd say it's probably one of the more popular maps, which I'm quite surprised by.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that one too. And Clubhouse, one of the newly reworked matches, also going to be taking out by Mishmash Blue. I
Yeah,
like the rework. It offers a lot more rotations within the map, but MMG Blue electing that they do not want to play it.
yeah, it's just probably not enough strategies going on with it. It is still fairly new considering the meta. You definitely want to wait at least like 3-4 seasons, and then just that's usually when we see things kind of become more popular. Consulate being another band take out by Haywire. Again, just more or less taking away that role play. And Cafe being also in the map rotation just because it's newly reworked. Just again, probably not enough new strategies to go on with that map to really have something that's going to be beneficial to your team, right? Because if teammates don't know what they're doing, it's going to be one of those things where you're kind of going to be losing rounds because of sloppy plays and things like that. And the last one being Villa. Again, no surprise there, people. It's just a really big map to kind of cut down on that road play and things like that. So right now we have a bank.
So we're heading to bank.
Yeah, we're heading to bank. So a bank again, very popular map. It's just again overall a fan favorite. Just because of the type of map that it is, it allows a lot of rotation, a lot of different metas going into this too. Like you can definitely have a couple of like a split attack, so therefore one attacks from the bottom, one attacks from the top, or you can just do a strong push straight from tunnels. It really depends on how the team coordination goes, or at least what you're planning on doing. But Bank allows for a lot more creativity, meta wise and strategy wise, which is always good. So, but yeah. That's
That
my take on that.
is great take, Mr. Neely Bobber. Great take. So
Do
now,
we have time to quickly go over some stuff though?
yeah, absolutely. They're
Okay.
doing operator bans. I'm pretty sure we're going to see the basic for operator bans. So I mean, do what you
Yeah.
got to do, my
So
man.
Habana being the first ban. Again, no surprise there with the amount of hatches. as well. Just because she's a very strong operator, you want to make sure she's off the table. But what I was going to get into, guys, Bo Fabes is not with us today. His father-in-law did have a stroke, had a heart attack on the weekend, so our hearts and thoughts go out to him. I wish him the absolute best. I hope everything in his family are doing well. All proceeds are donated, so I hope you guys do donate. We are going to donate to the Heart and Stroke Foundation, just in support of Bubba Fabes. And if you guys, it doesn't have to be a lot, $1. Everything makes a difference, right?
It's the thought that counts. Bubba Fabes.
And if we can get some hearts with some Bubba Fabes in chat, that'd be fantastic. I'd love to see that. So
yeah, I absolutely agree. Bubba Fabes is an amazing caster. He is your normal duo caster. Unfortunately, you're stuck here with me tonight, and he really wanted to be here. We actually were with him on the weekend prior to this unfortunate event with his father-in-law, and he was so excited to get in and start casting again with you, and it's really unfortunate for him to miss the season opener.
And you know what? That's family comes first, and things like this.
Exactly.
It's way more important than this,
as
right?
Neil said, guys, any donation that's made via PayPal or like the Streamlabs donations is automatically going to go to the Heart and Stroke Foundation. So if you guys are feeling generous and want to show some support to Jeff, to Bubba Fabes, we really appreciate it, and we will also be doing a personal donation from Mishmash without...
Yeah, exactly. So without further ado, though, hearts go out to Bubba Fabes, but let's just jump right into the action here. We had Hibana, Thatcher, Mira, and Echo Band. Nothing too crazy there. Pretty typical bands, especially here on Bank. We will see a Nomad come out, though, and a Maverick. So again, Maverick being kind of like the alternative to the Hibana. We also see a Jackalbee 6-picks from a Gridlock, which is kind of interesting. Gridlock is an operator that is actually extremely useful. It's just she's very situational, right? So it's one of those things where you can't always pick one, but having her as kind of like maybe as a pocket strat or a pocket operator can definitely benefit. But in this particular match, not so much. And on the defensive side, typical Maestro, Legion, Bandit, Mute, and a Jaeger. Again, nothing to really write home about. The operator picks are pretty standard. Nothing, I can't imagine it's going to be too crazy. But it's going to be interesting for the season opener. Sometimes teams like to start off strong by throwing really big curveballs. Some usually stick to the meta. So I'm actually quite excited to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, and XGN HAYWIRE is more of a newer... They have some returning players from Season 1, but they are under a new org. So under a new org comes perhaps a new set of strats, new coach. So we could potentially see some new things. But as you said, it's Game 1. So do they want to show perhaps all what they've been working on leading up to Season 2 within the first day? I'm not so sure. I think it's going to be a long feeling out process for this map, and probably for the entire first week. There will be more of a feeling out process for the teams that are here with us for Season 2.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You don't want to go too hard too early. You don't want to give away strats. And like you said, you want to feel out the teams just to kind of see how you can engage them, because most of the time, unless you have an extremely good coach, you will be playing the same kind of style throughout the whole season. Like you will have things that you will, even unconsciously you'll do, right? Like you do a little bit more rush strats. You'll do a little, you might have somebody in this hallway most of the time, or you might drone out more common areas, and your drone placement might be a little bit more common, so they know where to look for. So this is one of those things where teams are going to feel out where the discrepancies are for each team, and therefore they can move accordingly on that. So we do have Jaeger over here in office hallway, and he doesn't look to his right though, and get taken out by getting clips. First frag of the day goes down to onto Bandit there, so that's him, or the Jaeger, so it's him off the board. We do have a little bit of a gunfight happening over here in Archives, and Jackal's able to win that one out. So right now the defensive side is down 3-2, so they left two pretty, I don't say crucial operators, but pretty crucial fragging operators. Oh, and there's Maestro over here in blue hallway, just able to take out Glock. So a good refrag, but I think it's a little late, and we're gonna have to see how the defense kind of operates at this point.
Yeah, and with a minute left now, they're getting all the hatches open, but that Maestro causing a lot of problem for MMG Blue right now, picking up his second kill. And we're down to a 3v3 with 45 seconds left, so they got to start really holding their angles on these hatches, starting to execute their push onto site. They do still have enough time to really figure things out. As we can see, Thermite trying to get this wall. There is a mute jammer that we can hear. We will get pinged by the Legion. With no Thatcher on the board, no Twitch, but they are going to get it, so they managed to grab and shoot the mute. A nice cover there from Warrior up top at the hatch. This is what I was saying. They got to get angles on those hatches, take control of at least one site. And here comes the defuse, the plant.
Yeah, plant does go down successfully. There we go. So the Maverick is able to get him down. So it is a retake at this point, but nice shot coming from the Warrior, taking down that Legion. But the Maestro, again, with a triple kill. He's going to go for the quad here, but he's not able to finish it. The first round does go to the attackers. Nice shot from getting clips just to kind of eke it out. That Maestro, though, was definitely putting in the work, though.
Yeah, Maestro very scary in that round. Already had a triple. He would have needed the ace to complete the clutch. Would have been in a pretty impressive opening round of Season 2. Unfortunately, falling short there, and MMG Blues going up 1-0.
Yeah, he would have had to get the 4K, but again, like you said, that would have been an amazing clutch to start it off, but, you know, again, just not quite there. That LMG can sometimes be unwieldy. It's a really powerful weapon, so it you know, good on him, able to kind of fend off the attackers as most as he could. So, but now he can't be the only one who gets the frags. Like, other guys will have to get the frags and kind of support him and support him throughout the rest of the game. You can't really rely on the anchors too heavily like that. So hopefully it's not a common occurrence we see elsewhere.
Yep. And we will see a Mozzie and a Vigil coming out this time, as well as Smoke. So a big change up on defense.
It's
no mute, no bandit.
No, so it does seem that they're going to be going for more or less, rather than denial of any walls or anything like that, they're going to try and go for the intel denial. So with the Vigil, you're going to be able to roam a little bit more, and it's going to keep the attackers on the toes. And with the Mozzie, if you're not careful with your drone, you do lose it pretty quick, and that's intel that is super important, and you don't want to lose that. So again, it's making the attackers think a little bit more cautiously, but not in the way of, oh, we need to get rid of, like a mute charge or a bandit charge. It's more or less we need to watch. Yeah, we need to watch out. Okay, there's a Vigil around here, or we can't go through this doorway with our drones because there is a Mozzie pest there too. So it's just keeping them on their toes. So we'll have to see here, but they are back in the basement. The attackers are going to go for a top floor clear. The Mozzie is up here, though, so it will be something that he will have to fend off, or at least try and get a few kills at this point. But as you can see, the Nomad just walks right by that little peek hole right as the Mozzie is going for the reload, but we might get a little cheeky kill or quick peek here. Mozzie not able to finish off the Buck, but Warrior able to take out Toothless. So that is the Vigil off the board, and that's one of the rumors they don't have to worry about. So nice shot by him onto the Nomad there.
Yeah, so we can see the players through the walls. As you can tell, the defense can't, because Siege is an amazing game of timing, and both the Nomad and I believe the Jackal walked right behind the hole, right beside the hole that the Mozzie made within milliseconds of, the Mozzie peeking. So it's really about a game of timing. They did manage to refrag the Nomads. That's where off the board. A minute 30, and Roamer's still causing a bit of an issue here for the attack, as they haven't been able to clear them all out.
Yeah. Now, if I'm not mistaken, last season, Frost Time. Oh, wow! What a shot through the wall by Frost Time. As I was just about to say, Frost Time is, if I do remember correctly, is a amazing roamer. Last year, he just was playing Frost, and he was playing these oddball roamers, and he was absolutely decimating. He's usually kind of on the 2 speeds. Just gives him that little bit. He gives him the mobility, but it gives him the armor, right? So he's able to take a bit of hits. But he is just an absolute force if you let him roam, which they, unfortunately, MMG is not trying to clear him out right now, and he can definitely pull out a round if you don't punish him for being up here. So they will kind of corner him in a little into the office there. So MP7 is able to finally finish him off, but with 30 seconds left and about 75% health between two operators, and you still have that LMG on the board, it's going to be a tough one. But as I say that, MP7 gets another one onto Bipsby, or Bipsley, or what? How do you even say that name?
I don't know. I'm thinking it's Bipley. Is it Bipley?
Bipley? I think Bipley, yeah. So Glock getting another one right there. But as we see, Zuo was able to get him down. And, just misses a shot here. It's just under the shotgun, but nice hunt on Zuul. Able to take out MP7 there. And a nice clutch out from Haywire. So, again, nice little hold out there. And like I said, they let Frost Time roam around too much, and he punished them for it. And again, he did everything he was supposed to do. He died with 30 seconds left, and at that point, he already took out two attackers, wasted a bunch of time, and he just punished them for just letting him roam around as a Mozzie. So good on him.
Yeah, so really good rotation there from the defense too. As we could see, the Jaeger didn't start off as roaming. It was really the Vigil and the Mozzie. But when the Vigil got taken out, the Jaeger was able to rotate more into a roam position. So they, as you had mentioned before the start of the round, they were really obviously putting more focus on their roam game, and it paid off. MMG nearly bringing it back there. They did get it down to a 2v1, but a nice clutch from the smoke with the shot.
Exactly. The F2 is a fantastic gun. It's super powerful, but it's not winning a close range, fight against a shotgun, right? Like that makes it absolutely ridiculous. Well, we will see a castle come on the board, but again, I say it as we're surprised, but on this bomb site, not so much. You usually see a castle being run around here, especially just because of this exact reason. You're going to see him barricading up some windows. It's wasting utility on the attacker side. They do have a Zofia and a Buck. And even an IQ, and they have ways to get through it, but again, it's just that little bit of utility. If you can take away that little bit of utility from the attacker, it just puts it more into your favor if you're on defense. So we will have Frost Time now switching over to the Legion, and he's going to watch this tunnel. So that's a pretty common entry point, especially on this site, because then the attackers can easily take archives and push that way, or it just makes it so it's easier for them to move around. As well as they can easily take kitchen. So as long as the Legion has some control over here, possibly by blue steps or even passive control with his goo lines, he can really kind of frustrate these attackers and make it so they have to move into places where they don't want to be. It looks like Toothless here might be the first one to be engaged, though. He hasn't been spotted out, but it does look like there's three attackers kind of ready to... Yeah, okay, he is Jackal Track now, so they will know where he's at, so it's just a matter of time at this point of when he dies. It's just if he can take somebody out with him at this point. And he does not. Glock does take him down, but again, with the Jackal Track does make it quite difficult. So easy kill for Glock on that Jackal to move on. Now the attackers have full top floor control, so the Buck is just going to go to town on that floor in the CEO office. And he's probably just going to start shooting the common spots, as we can see here over by the doorway, which is right behind that little cupboard. And he's going to try and do some holes over by the main entrances, so it kind of cuts off the rotations. He's just going to be destroying the floor, and the Jackal too. I like to say Jackal is kind of like a little Buck Jr. just because of that shotgun. It does so much damage to the floors. But
you tend to see a more of a top site hold from defense on this site. The team's a lot less likely to just give it up, but as I say that though, we have MX Tiny here trying to regain top site control, and he's doing a good job delaying time, but he will be taken out. And at the same time, that was Mozzie being taken out, I believe. Oh no, that was the Mozzie, yeah. So
Bipley also got fragged too on the Jaeger, so that is a Jaeger, a Mozzie, and obviously the Castle are now off the board. So it is just down to a Mute and a Legion. A Legion, again, into late game, is a great operator to have. So, but without that top floor control, it will be very difficult. And I like this strategy. I love how this strategy is making its way into this particular bomb site, where you keep that back wall soft so you can watch from steps there. So we do have Frost Time taking out Hyper. We will have the Zofia rotate downstairs. She's going to try and get that mute, but it does look like the Buck beats her to it. So right now it is down to a 2v1. It is down to Frost Time, but Frost Time can clutch out these situations, especially with the Legion. The Buck just walks in blindly. Oh, that almost gets caught up by the Zofia. He is running away, running for his life, and Zofia is in hot pursuit.
Oh!
But, oh, wow, what a shot from Warrior. Able to take out Frost Time. That was an insane flick with the pistol. What a kill on him. Oh, just a nice little pre-fire.
He's gonna get called for wall hacks.
It happens, but if you look at it, it's just a pre-fire. That's all it is. Still a pre-fire. She knew he walked around the corner. We do it all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes we got lucky, sometimes we don't.
Just good game sense.
Good game sense. Nice shot from Warrior on that, though.
It was a smart play on Frost, though. He didn't try and challenge it. He knew he was out of bullets on his main weapon. He saw the Zofia pushing him. He ran away. He was around the wall.
No, he didn't do anything wrong in that situation, actually. He did. He downed the Buck. He knew he downed the Buck, and it was at that point he just needed to get away long enough where he just had to reload. He just kind of got caught in a position where he was behind a softball. And again, the Zofia, as it's skill to know to pre-fire, but it's also luck to get a headshot through that wall. So,
yeah, with a pistol.
With one of the weakest pistols in the game. It happened. So right now we are up 2-1 for MMG, and we will be going back to Archives, but we will have Caveira coming out on the board, and that's going to be something that we don't see too often. Caveira is a very interesting operator, especially in high-level play, because just generally you are close enough where in a proximity where the interrogation is something that's not going to be pulled off as quickly.
Yeah.
But if you are a good Caveira, you can definitely weed out the person who is kind of wandering a little bit too far. Get your interrogation oftentimes. We have seen it in Pro League, and we have seen it in competitive play. So knowing the attackers and knowing that she's on the board, it's going to make it very difficult, especially with that Jackal. All she has to do is, turn on her silent step, turn on the silent step, and you won't know where she is. It doesn't ping her, right? So she can just kind of freely roam around, and now it's just that little itch in the back of your head. It's like, do we have somebody watching our flank? Are you sure we have somebody watching our flank? And then that's when she'll get you.
Yeah, and with the way MMG has been running Jackal right now, it's really good for them to bring a Caveira. Like you said, it's probably not even for the fact that of the interrogation. It's more the anti-roam clear that the Jackal brings.
Yeah, and that too, and her pistol still does an incredible amount of damage.
Yeah. Does it still do more than Glaz's gun?
I have not checked lately. I'm not too sure.
Because I remember at one time it actually did more than Glaz's sniper.
Yeah, it did 99. It did 99, and then it dropped down to 66 or something like that. I can't remember, 66 or 65. But they also increased the range they increased or lowered the drop off, I should say. So it hit harder at longer distances, but the overall damage was lowered. So it was still a 2-shot technically. From close up, so she still hits pretty hard.
Exactly. That pistol's still not to be trifled with.
And we will have the IQ upstairs, just kind of clearing out any gadgets, just trying to get rid of any mute jammers, as well as the ADSs, as you can see here. Good on her. Oh, but she does get C4'd, just a simple little call thing, and then Frost Time doesn't get getting clips. Oh, but the interrogation coming out, she weeds out somebody successfully, but at the same time, the MXT takes out MP7, and it's just down to a 5v1. And the Caveira they know now that she's at the top, and it's just a waiting game from this point. Zofia will have to kind of figure out how she's going to approach this one. She will slowly have to weed out every single person, and she's not running an ACOG either, so she has to rely on her aim a little bit more. Warrior is somebody who can.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Warrior can clutch out a round with a Zofia. Zofia is a very capable operator. It's just it's still a challenge.
Yeah, it seems like this round is definitely going to go the way of XGN. Right now they're en route to have a flawless round.
Axe misses the head of the mute. Accidentally shot her impact nade. Oof, and right now they know where she's at. They're gonna swarm her. Oh, the Kavera. Oh, nice shot on the Kavera. Oh, but not able to flick on to mute. And Zuil is able to take out Warrior. And it brings us to a 2-2.
Yeah, so a much better round there from XGN. It was a very quick round too. I mean, the Zofia obviously delaying things a bit in the 1v5, but the first 4 players from MMG were killed within the first minute and a half of the round.
Mm-hmm.
So whether I'm not quite sure what happened, if it was just a great collapse from XGN or really poor execution, just not even on the site, just into the building from MMG. Maybe a little lack of drone work, a little lack of information.
Yeah, I think it was just kind of catching them off guard. I think right now they have to move away from that archive. Oh no, they have to reassess. I meant to say reassess of how they attack archive because that clearly didn't work. They were completely ready for it. So
Yeah, the first round that they attacked Archive went a little better. They gained topside control with ease. There was an effort at a retake of topside, but now with the basement unlocked, gonna have to wait to see if Archives will be played again or if MMG can continue to win rounds here. But XGN looking in good form. Brought it back up to a 2-2. They get to go back down to a site that is, but it's more known. It's more common. It's supposed to be, an easier site to defend, but more known on defense is also more known on offense. People know what you're bringing. There's not too much, especially on a map like Bank. That's one of the one of the original maps, really. So there's not much for new strats that come out. You do see some surprises, but in terms of site execution, you can pretty much know what's coming already.
yeah, it's just down to really what really affects it is operator bans, obviously, and then obviously when the new operators come out. So Kaid being a really big player, if you don't have a Thatcher, which they don't, they have a Twitch, which can easily be countered by pretty well almost every operator. You just have to shoot your drone. So not having a Thatcher on the board because of the map ban or because of the operator bans is really going to impede how they attack this and how they are going to move forward. And then we do have an Ella on the blue stairs, very typical on the PS4, as mentioned.
Shotgun.
With the shotgun. So her shotgun is incredibly good at super close range, and again, with them being able to hold the blue steps, it is something that will be very difficult for the attackers to take from the Ella. But as we say that, the Kaveric does get taken out quite quickly, so that is one of your roamers off the board. So a 4v5 with a minute and 40 seconds, but nice shot from Bickley onto Hyper. So the Jaeger is able to walk away with very little damage. As I say that, he gets shot in the head by getting clips. So the Thermite able to take that out. We still have the Ella here on the blue steps.
Very patient.
Very patient, but at the same time, I don't know, like, the attackers aren't really pushing that way, right? So it could be she's, obviously she's doing her job, but there could be a call where, you know what, don't need you on blue steps, we'll need you on site. But as we say that, they do open the hatch. They will drone her out. Yeah, they will drone her out. So right now it is going to be difficult for the Ash to... Oh, she shouldn't be pushing out that much. The Ash can either get taken out pretty quickly. Oof. Oh, there you go. Nice shot coming up from the Ella. Toothless is going to be coming up. Oh, going for the pre-fire. Unfortunately, gives away his position. If he just waited 10 more seconds and getting clips, is able to finish her off. So that is down to a 3v2. But you still have a Maestro and a Kaid on the board. So that is a 2 very, very powerful operators. Some ACOGs and some ACOGs and some heavy hitting guns. So this round is definitely not over. As I say that, Frost Time just takes the head off of getting clips. And it brings it down to a 2v2. With 14 seconds left, Frost Time is able to finish off, but is able to refrag by Warrior and is literally just down to a 1v1. But that Alda is able to rep Warrior in half, and that does go right to Haywire. So it brings them to a 3v2 going in.
So we see a first lead here for XGN Haywire, who have had quite the impressive showing so far. Not much to really comment on that. The Ella being so patient, or maybe a lack of a call out to
She,
rotate. I guess we could
she did
say
get a kill.
it was a fair trade, right? She could have had a second one had she had, the pre-fire in a sense gave her away. It probably was the right call to make for the pre-fire, considering the attacker should have heard her drop the hatch. Then the rotate back through site was just good cover from MMG up on the hatch. But I would say she wasted more time. She picked up a kill, so job well done for a roamer, especially an Ella shotgun roamer, someone as toxic as that.
Yeah, it happens, right? Like she's not. It's not crazy toxic. Like she can easily be dispatched. I think toxic is just a word that gets thrown out from people who can't counter it.
Can't handle it, yeah.
Yeah, it happens, right? Like a toxic operator would. I would say, if anything, we would call like shields in a way toxic, but
Oh,
even then,
absolutely.
it can be countered. It's just unfortunately not everybody can counter them. So it's one of those things. Ella is a very powerful operator up close, but as we've seen there, she can easily be countered. Just because you didn't get the kill doesn't mean somebody else can't. It's just all about refragging. And the thermite was right there for the refrag. It was a good play on them, having everybody in position. The Ella could have gotten trapped outside of where she needed to roam to. She probably knew that that hatch was open. She just run the risk of trying to rotate. It's just one of those things where it's hard to really call because we don't hear the comms,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It'd be
Um,
fun if we could end up if we they do that like in show matches. They did it at Rally during the show match where you can just kind of listen in on comms.
yeah, it's one of those things though where we would need everybody's PC hooked up to
Yeah,
our PC, right? It's quite I believe it's probably an elaborate process. But we will see a Lion be picked now that he's unbanned. It's kind of nice to see him in Pro League, but because his gadget doesn't do what it used to do, it's a very he's not as useful. It is something that is so easily countered. It's not even worth picking him in the
yeah, and you
sense
can see all the
like
mute jammers set up around. I mean,
exactly mute jammers like and as we see here we have some operators just holding angles, so he's really not going to reveal that much. The way I used to use Lion was you wait to get the first kill and then you use it, because if you wait to get the first kill, people are then going to be rotating, and then you can kind of get an idea of, okay, there's two people over here moving about, and therefore if you didn't see anybody, you knew then it was time to push. You can at least push and gather that intel. So as we can see here, they do use it. They didn't get anybody, but he doesn't really uncover anything. Again, not as useful as he once was, but we will have the Jackal up here getting kind of slowed down by the Legion. Oh, wow, and the Jaeger does take out that Thermite quite quickly. So there's your hard breach off, and we do have the Buck getting down too. So it is almost a 2-for-1, but right now he's going to get a little greedy. Oh, he gets a little too greedy, and unfortunately Hyper is there to punish him. But that is two very important operators off the board very quickly. And we will see here Glock does take out Frost Time. So it is down to a 3v2 with 44 seconds on. We do have the Lion still on the board, though. He does have that LMG, but that C4, just misses him. Not able to take him out. Does do about 20 damage. Nothing too crazy. We do still have an Ash on the board here, too. So the Ash can definitely complement the Lion. And he will use his second EE1D, trying to figure out where these guys are. But he's not able to get anybody yet. He's using these peek holes, seeing if he catch anybody sleeping. He just misses the feet of that Maestro, though. So
time running out here, only 10 seconds.
10 seconds, no plant down. He will take the head off the mute. Very nice shot. And he will get murdered, though, by Toothless. And right now, the Ash, they just got to play the waiting game to win this one. The future does go down, though. And Maestro able to stop the plant very easily. Ash not watching the back of the Jackal.
Oh, the Ash was holding the other angle.
Yeah, she was
I
holding
thought
the
she
other
was
angle.
caught in a reload or something for a second, because when from the Maestro's point of view, all I saw was the Ash uniform, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, she just got caught up. I think the Jackal was, that was a last second plant. He was kind of in the open there. I think if he planted on Ash's side, or just behind that bomb, it could have been a different story. Ash probably would have seen the Maestro. The Maestro would have had to go further up to get that kill. But again, in last second, sometimes you just have to get that plant down, and the Maestro is there to punish him for waiting that long. We will see a Smoke come out with his new skin.
I was gonna talk about the Smoke Elite skin.
Don't get me started on this. I absolutely hate it.
You hate it?
I hate it. It's the worst skin in the game, probably.
It seems like Siege is getting a little reckless. The
mirror one is fantastic. Mirror one is fantastic. Legion one's fantastic. This one is terrible. Even the Elo one that they got leaked, that's better than this one. I just don't like it. They could have gone somewhere completely different with Smoke, and they just, I don't know. Like Smoke was, everybody thought Smoke was this like badass guy, and now he's just this weird teenage dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of a young thing they've thrown into it, right?
Yeah, I don't like that. Like they could have gone, and like all the other SAS operators have like old school style. Like Thatcher's was amazing, Sledge's is amazing, and then Mutes was amazing, and now Smoke looks like an absolute idiot. So that's my opinion on it. It's an unpopular opinion, so be it. But I'm not. I think the best way to say I don't like it is just not to buy it. So that's my take on that. I'll get the yellow one before I get the Smoke one. But we do have a bit of team damage coming out. As we see here, Jaeger is on about 5 HP. I think he ran in front of the Smoke and got a little bit. Smoke was getting a little bit reckless with those shots and took a pot shot at him.
Yeah, that's not a great way to start your role swap.
No, it's definitely not a great way to do it. And as we see here, it won't take much to kill him. He is having some trouble with his drone. Drones can be tricky sometimes, but as long as he can maybe bide some time, that's his main job. It's just to kill time.
That's what I was gonna say. Is despite being like 1 HP, he's still playing more of an aggressive role.
He's one shot and he's dead. So he can't take much, but as you can see here, depending on how they do that, the buck-up will rotate from hallway, and the Twitch drone is trying to take out the Smoke. Could be trying to take out the ADS, but I'm not too sure what the reasoning was there. Trying to lower some of that health, but again, I think you could probably do the same just by taking out that ADS. A little bit of waste of a Twitch drone there. We will have Smoke cordoning off any of these guys, but they're able to take out the Twitch. Very nice shot with that shotgun. The M59 does do a whole ton of damage and takes out the... oh, wow, another one. That's a 3K for the Smoke. Able to take out these attackers quite swiftly. They're just get caught sleeping. But and MP7 able to take out Behipli as well. So just down to the Sledge at this point. And it's going to be an uphill battle. You got 5 operators on the board. At least the Jaeger hasn't seen much action, but he can stay alive. He's got 30.
Low health, but
yeah, now, a lot of them are low health, but you got 30 seconds left. Fuser is not on you, and he's the Jaeger just coming up them stairs quite quickly. Glock able to finish off mixed MX Tiny quite quickly, and good shot on him. Good job on the defense. It was a very strong hold. Attackers kind of got caught up. They weren't too sure what to do. It was one of those things where I think they just kind of got stalled out because there was somebody on blue, and then they weren't expecting him to really push up that much.
That was a great hold. You should have had, maybe more of an immediate push for 2 operators from the offense there. It was really one after another. Whereas if someone's coming, right by, like for example, the Twitch pushed, then there was a pause. The Thermite pushed, then there was a pause, and then there was a little bit more of an aggressive push from the Smoke side to take down and down the buck. But had the Thermite pushed directly behind the Twitch, the time it takes to pump that shotgun, the M870, the Thermite's already shooting at that point, right? Sure, you might have to sacrifice an operator, but that's the point of a refrag, right? Is you clear, and now you have access all the way down into archives. You have control of blue stairs, so Maybe
Yeah,
some.
they just waited too long in between. Like I think if like obviously it's very difficult with a shotgun operator, but you want to try and push them a little bit more aggressively, and not mindlessly. You want to kind of it's one of those. It's a really delicate game of okay, you go in, you're gonna die, and I'll be right behind you just shooting. But unfortunately, they went in one. They went in once. Okay, he's dead. I'm going to run in now. And it was one out like right behind, like one after another, rather than one and then like a split second later, so you're not getting double shotgun. It's one of those things where you just kind of play it really delicately. But again, we're not going to say too much on that. We're just going to move on. It was a good round. It was a good hole. But we will be going up here over to archives. Interesting take here. We do have the Legion here with a nice little rotation hole. He is able to hold kitchen, so that takes away a lot of mobility for the attackers. They will have to clear out a couple rooms, and there's a lot here too for visibility. So the Legion can definitely hold this area quite easily with all those goo mines, and with obviously with his T5 SMG, it's going to be super easy for him to take out these enemies.
Castle caught with his pants down here. Warrior on the castle, I think. I don't know if, oh, he will manage to pick up the kill on Jackal. That's Frostime. That's a big hitter off the board. I don't really know if Castle maybe fell through a hatch and was mistakenly down there, or...
I'm not too sure, but Buck quickly takes him down.
That might have been the Doc. That might have been a team down. The Doc was right behind him as he was running through.
I think it was a bit of both. I think it was probably bullet shot from both sides. But the Doc does revive him, and he's back up to 75 health. So good on him. So again, Doc able to help his teammates out. But Doc gets kind of caught sleeping there, and Bipley is able to take out MV7 quite easily. Toothless over here as well is going to be trying to do a little bit of shooting, but we have Glock also taking MX Tiny, so it brings this down to a 4v3. With Buck also has no health, as I said, he gets finished off. Glock very easily taking him out, and we will have just down to Thermite and Nomad with 59 seconds left. So if they take their time, might be able to eat this one out, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah, rough mountain to climb here for the Nomad and the Thermite. Looking like he's gonna pick up the Legion. Unfortunately, we'll miss some shots. And, if we could have to play the potato song, I really love to. But
yeah.
Missing some shots there is both the Thermite and the Legion. It looks like the Nomad's getting taken from behind here at main lobby. That's Glock with the triple kill on that Jäger.
Very, very unfortunate on that. But we will have, just misses those shots. And, Warrior, able to finish him off. Bipley, not able to push it out. And the MMG goes up. Brings it to 4-4. Nice shooting, though. We'll definitely say. I like how these teams are going back and forth. It's definitely something that is good to see. It means it's at least balanced. We see a Warrior at the top of the board with 10 kills, followed by Glock very swiftly with 8. And we do have Frostime at the top, but he's got 6 kills, and we do have Bipley with 7. So Bipley's being more the main fragger right now. But at the same time, seeing the numbers compared to MMG, we do see MMG is still fragging a little bit more, and we have Warriors. So that's going to be them trying to take. I think that will be a clear sign of who Haywire is going to be targeting. They're going to be trying to take out Warrior first, get the main fragger off, and then you just slowly go down the board. So see how this goes.
Yeah, so far though, very close game, pretty back and forth through and through. Whether it's been, the role swap didn't seem to really have any effect on the outcome of the rounds. We're sitting at 4-4. Looking like this one's gonna go the distance. It's a good thing we don't have unlimited overtime during the season.
Yeah, that would be it would be going quite a while. But even then, it can still come down right to the wire. And these two teams, as we can see, are definitely in it. They're not They're not slouching at all. Like, even if being the first game as a feel-out game, they're not holding back from the looks of it. They're just not pulling out any crazy strats, but definitely not holding back. But we will be going up top, CEO office. we will see our typical operator picks here. We have Vigil for the top floor. We have Smoke again for any dial. We have the Legion and the Castle, as well as the Jaeger. Obviously, nothing too fancy there. Maverick, Buck, Jackal, Thatcher, and Sledge. A lot of hard hitters on this team right now, so it is going to be one of those things. Oh, Sledge is going to be. Oh, he's able to take it out, but right now Castle is in a tough spot.
Balls to the wall play there from the Sledge too.
Yeah, very aggressive. Oh, he does just miss the feet of I don't know who that was, but he missed the feet of. Oh, I think it was the Vigil. We did just miss the feet of the Vigil, and we do have MP7 here holding a very nice angle onto the main hallway there from that office, so it will be down to him, and we have Jaeger as well holding a small angle. I have a feeling this will work in favor of the Sledge, though, than it would the Jaeger, but MP7 able to take out MX Tiny very quickly, so just holding that angle takes them out the main hallway. But Frost Time with the refrag on to get clips. So that's your Vigil and your Jackal off the board. Two very important numbers for both teams.
So next we're going to see Maverick get eaten up by Warriors. That's Toothless Mage off the board. We're sitting at a 4v3. Still a good amount of time left. We've got a minute 20.
Diffuser is stuck in that hallway, though, and Sledge is kind of stuck right now because if he runs out there, he might get shot. So right now it just might be a frag game at this point. Nice impact trick, and defenders easily sweep them out. MP7, final low kill there. Able to take out the Thatcher, or not Thatcher, takes out the Thermite quite swiftly. Got a nice little flank there. Again, no real flank watch, no drones, no nothing. So good on him for that nice little rotate. But that brings him up to a 5-4.
I don't know. I just saw Glock flash a Tachanka, and
I did see that. I did see some chunks get shown.
got a little bit of a big smile on my face, but it was quickly.
I don't think we're going to see some chunks coming out this early in the season. I think the chunks is only for the teams that are not going to be making it to the finals, but still have to play the qualifier or still play their games. I think that's probably when we're going to see the chunks come out.
Yeah, something. The Lord will be summoned, I promise.
I don't think we're gonna see chunks come in to like actually be viable in our lifetime. So while we wait,
something.
We do have a dock though. He's probably gonna be holding garage here. Nice little camera set up there. Can easily be taken out, but again, it does still give them good sight lines in there. It gives them a lot of intel. And we will have the Smoke here doing his typical hold over here by Red Hall, just making sure that he can get those toxic babes out efficiently. We will also have Warrior upstairs with the Mozzie. I think he's going to be more or less... I hope he's on a roaming role. A Mozzie on a roaming, especially with that Commando 9, is absolutely fantastic. It's a very powerful combo. We will have FPS up here as well with the Legion.
So good
they
time
do drone up, though.
Yeah, they're droning well. They're moving through the main lobby, I would say, quite well. That Legion mine is going to alert, well, the Legion, obviously, but also the team as to the Ash's presence in Archives. We have Glock going out with a nice double kill there onto Frosttime and Toothless.
That's a very nice double kill.
And MP7 going to take out the Ash of MX Tiny before the Glock on the Mozzie can actually be finished. So a quick round so far. Still 2 minutes left on the board, and we're already sitting at a 5v2, I guess we could say. 5v1 as MP7 peeks at that pixel angle.
MP7, what a shot. And it's literally just down to Bipley. He might get this. Oh, not able to get him. Glock is not able to hit the Dancing Jaeger. And that brings it up to a 6. 6-4.
Spinning in circles.
Spinning in them circles. But again, very strong round. Very strong round. Again, I think Haywire got caught sleeping. It's one of those things where it was just a very typical push. They knew where they were going to be coming from. They had, I think, 3 people
Main
in and
lobby.
around in main lobby just waiting for them. So it was just one of the, there wasn't a lot of droning for the top floor. I think there was a lot of people like a lot of drones were downstairs.
Yeah,
So I don't think there was enough intel coming to them. So
that's it. Because it seemed
one
like
more
they
round
were.
though, and MMG's got this.
Yeah, we are sitting on match point. But back to that round, it did seem like they were droning quite well. I think maybe just they might have missed or maybe misdroned a Glock on the Mozzie.
It very well could be.
Because for the amount of drones that I saw flying in the main lobby, and for us to end up in a 1v5 almost like 30 seconds later, there had to have been a missed drone or a lack of communication or execution onto the push or something. But all in all, good hold from MMG there of the main lobby, not even of the site, of the main lobby.
Yep, getting clips, just doing a little bit of aim testing. But we do have a Valkyrie making her appearance on there. So again, that's going to be more. It's going to be more intel for the defenders at this point. And again, the attackers have been pretty proficient on how they push and all that stuff. So now that the attackers have, they're on the edge now. There's a little bit more intel on the defensive side. Yeah, a little bit more pressure. So it will be interesting to see how they do this. So, right now we do have the Ash going to be pushing in through Garage. Well, that's going to be an interesting one. I think that's going to actually be very interesting because if this is not countered correctly, if the attacker or defenders are not prepared for some sort of rush, or if it just got caught sleeping, this could actually be very beneficial.
Yeah, this could be catastrophic to the defense if, like you said, the Astra's completely unnoticed coming up.
Yeah, so it does seem like they don't have anybody waiting down here. We do have getting clips over here in archives, just kind of waiting for anybody to push through the door. But
yes,
looks like he's just
getting clips, yes.
Yeah, he's just knifing at the ground. Not too sure what he's doing there.
But we did notice quickly there that Clips hopped onto cams, and he did manage to actually spot the drone of the Ash downstairs. So that should be a good sign that, yep, someone is going to be coming that way.
Yeah, now we have the dock repositioning for the longer angle, and we will have Glock up here as well. Just kind of waiting for it. But he does seem to be getting droned out by both the Buck and the Frost. It does look like we have Sledge up here having a little bit of connection issues. But we will have Bipley. Oh, they don't see this camera. Oh, they do finally see the camera. Nobody's able to hit it, and they finally get it. There you go. But and then Bipley able to take out Hyper very quickly. So again, unfortunately, MPX not able to finish off that Buck, but does down him. She doesn't know if she downed him. Oh, and just like that, Warrior is able to finish him off. So it brings it down to a 4v4. So your Mute and the Buck are both up there. Buck is very important for this site because you need to open up that floor. So right now they got to regroup. It's just going to be down to the Sledge. Sledge is having...
Yeah.
He is lagging super bad.
He's having some trouble.
But the Thatcher does, or the Thermite does open that wall, does get a little bit of that other wall open too. Little trick there, you can open up both walls, or at least a good chunk of it. I'm not too sure if that's been passed yet, but you can open up a portion of the wall with just one Thermite charge, as you can see here. And the Legion is prepared for it though, and is not able to finish him off. And right now it is down to a 4v4, but with 25 seconds left, these attackers really got to start moving. Glock able to finish off MXT, and then Warrior as well is able to finish off Toothless. So it is down to 17 seconds. Ash does have to rush in. She does get Google Mind. Oh, as I say that, not able to finish off that dock. MP7 with a nice finish there. And MMG taking the first game of Season 1, or Season 2. Oh, wow, what a flick.
So there we have it. MMG Blue, good showing versus CGN HAYWIRE here. They'll take the opening game of Season 1. As we can see, Warriors on the MVP.
Yeah, Warrior with 13 kills. Warrior with 13 kills, but Glock with 14. Kind of coming up from behind with the frag roll there. MP7 too with 11. So again, those are the main three on MMG that were the heavy hitters for sure. So good on MMG Blue. We will have a short intermission though. We're gonna
Yep.
get everything ready for game number 2. So stick with us there and go get some drinks, go get some popcorn, go get some stuff there. We'll be back in about 5 or so minutes,
Yeah,
and then
next
we'll.
game up, we have some fan favorites with AA, and they'll be taking on a returning team with TNO, Trust No One. So should be a great game, and that's going to start, as Neil said, in about 5 or so minutes. So just gotta get everything set up. Gotta get our new map bands set up, everybody. Woo woo! New live map bands, and yeah, we'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, we are just about ready to get underway with the second game. We have AA versus TNO. We're just getting some things figured out. So yeah, they will begin banning maps shortly, and we will see where we will be heading for match number 2. And of course, I am still joined here with Mr. Neely Bulba.
Hello, hello.
That was quick. I already got the first map out of the way, and it's going to be the same first map ban as the last time in Coastline off the
Yep.
board.
So again, coastline, pretty typical. Nobody wants to be dealing with that middle section of the map. And again, border being the second one. So pretty standard stuff we're seeing here from both teams. We'll have to see what the third one is. My guess would either be they might be in bank or clubhouse. That's my next one. Well, I think clubhouse is probably going to see the next ban, most likely.
I personally love Clubhouse. I'd love to see us play on Clubhouse, and it's still up there as it's going to be Consulate.
Consulate. Okay, that's a very interesting pick. That leaves us with Cafe, Villa. Villa is probably going to be banned out. As well, Bank, as I say that, Bank gets taken out. So Clubhouse, Cafe, and Villa. We actually might see a Cafe game, or not Cafe. We might see a Clubhouse game.
I would love that.
So from here, it looks like it would be a Cafe and a Villa ban. Just because I think Cafe is still fairly new. I don't know if there's enough strats for it. We'll have to wait and see. But I think we're going to be having a Clubhouse game. That's my thing. Villa.
Yeah,
there's
there
Villa.
goes Villa.
And now
yes,
Cafe.
we are
there we go.
going to Clubhouse.
There we go. Clubhouse is the map.
So
again, very popular map, especially since the rework. It's got a lot going for it. Very roamer friendly now, so it will be definitely interesting for us to see how this goes from here.
Right, and here we go. AA Gaming versus Trust No One on Clubhouse.
Yes, so we're gonna get right into the operator bans. I can see it Habana being banned out again, simply just because of the amount of hatches. You want to limit them of which ones get opened. So Habana's probably going to be taken off the board. I don't know if it's going to be here or somebody else, but it would be smart to take her off the board first. Let's wait and see. Habana, as mentioned. So again, they have hatch control. It's literally going to be down to a Maverick and a Thermite. We will probably see. Gonna guess we're gonna see a Thatcher being taken off the board as well, just to keep the denial on the hatches. Again, nothing too fancy there. Let's wait and see. Oh, Maverick, interesting. Okay, so 2 hard breachers off the board. That just leaves it all down to Thermite, but with a Thatcher still on the board, that's actually not. It's still going to be fairly easy. So, for defense, it's always safe to say that they're either going to ban an Echo or a Maestro. As well as potentially a Kaid, but again, with Thatcher still on the board, it doesn't matter. So Kaid, Kaid being banned out, so he doesn't have much use anyways. So in my opinion, a little bit of a waste of a ban there, because Thatcher's still on the board, you wouldn't need to pick him anyways. And the last one, either Echo or Meister. That's my pick.
Mira, but yeah, probably an Echo.
And
there it is.
Echo. There we go. So, pretty few surprises, I'm going to say, with the Kaid and the Maverick. Maverick is, again, not a bad one, but at the same time, with the Thatcher still on the board, kind of nullifies the reason why you'd ban a Kaid. All right, so I think that was just an impulsive pick. They're like, oh, they banned out these operators. Let's pick, Kaid, but now, it's just one of those things. I think it was just preemptively picked. So we do. Oh wow, interesting. Capcan and Fuse.
Yep.
See that every day.
Too often you see. Oh, there they go.
And they're being 60 bucks. Thatcher bringing coming back in, and let's see who the Capcan picks. And he picks the capsule. So Russian operators again, as quickly as they are picked, they are swapped out. So it will be just down to them right now.
Yeah,
So
a little glimmer of hope there for all the Russian fans out there. You know, all the Team Empire fans haven't just beat out G2. Maybe
yeah,
flashing the Russian operators as a little bit of praise to that, but immediately switched off because G2 is still the better team.
I think it's down to being more utility based rather than
Oh yeah, you're probably right.
operator
You're probably
orientation
right,
based.
Neil. Probably right.
But we do have them being going upstairs. It is something in the CCTV room and catch room being held. A pretty standard pick for the first pick here. We will have some Legion mines being thrown out as well for the bottom of the red stairs. So again, this one here. They can't lose control of Garage. Garage is always the focal point of this whole site. This is basically what can either win or lose the match if it's held properly. Since they've switched out a few things as well, it is harder for the attackers to take Garage from them. And as you can see here, they actually have quite a deep hold. You look here, they're over here, all the way over here in master bedroom. There's only really two of them all right directly close to site, and then you also have Ghost over here in Garage. So it will be very interesting to see how they push this. It will probably be opening up the main wall first, then taking Garage. Just generally how you want to do it, right? You want to make sure you can get that wall open, so therefore Garage is just kind of like totally segregated. But we'll have to wait and see. The minute already passed. There's really no action. I think it's just two teams just feeling out what's going on, how they're setting up, and where they're setting up. And taking a few shots.
Yeah.
Is that Legion not able to finish him off though? So again, that's going to be very, very critical for the attackers at this point, having that Legion still on the board.
Moving in through bedroom and gym right now, going for a west side take. And we've seen, you know, since the update, Zimwonder going to pick up the first kill of the game onto Kersey. That's the very lit up Legion going down. But as I was saying, since the rework of Clubhouse, we have seen Cash become more of the dominant site. Teams tend to pick that first. We have seen what was more of a common site in Bar before the rotation or the map update. It never gets picked anymore. I don't know if I've seen a competitive Bar hold since. Oh, and a nice shot from Polarity there onto Drac. Polarity looking up to pick a second one, and he will do it, and that goes Gallows on the castle. So now we're looking at a 5v2 AA in good position here. The Thatcher will be refragged by Details. That's the Bandit putting in work. And 3v4, or 2v4, sorry. We got the German Bang Brothers, Thatcher and Jaeger and Bandit doing some work, but Tom Zilla shuts down the Jaeger. It's all up to the Bandit, who will grab the Thermite, but will be immediately refragged by Polarity, who will pick up a 3k on the round on the Twitch.
Yeah, very nice shooting from there. It was very, very strong attack. Surprisingly, they didn't even open up the wall. They just kind of totally said, screw that. They're going to push through Master, and they're just going to push that way. And it just, they won the gunfights every single time. And unfortunately, we did have quite a few disconnects.
Looks like we're going to have a rehost.
Potentially, yes.
Let's see what's up.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on there, but while we wait for that, definitely mention what's going on here. So what we saw in the first round was that we did see the attackers did push from master bedroom side. Very good clear, very good drone work. We did have them. It's always good to see them droning them, their colleagues in, as well as we did see them pushing very, very efficiently. So
okay, so just to give everyone an update, just sorry to cut you off, but so they were experiencing a sound glitch. It's something that's very common in Siege, unfortunately. So they are rehosting just to try and clear this sound glitch.
All right. Well, while we wait for that, but yeah, so it was really down to gunplay at that point. We had a lot of good gunplay coming from the attacker side there, as we saw the Ash was able to get a lot of pot shots on through to the Legion, who is in master bedroom, just kind of picking them off the wall, just a common spot. Got called out on the drone, easy, easy pre-fire, and then from there they just were able to easily push it, dispatch of the Legion, and then they just pushed in right through cash room. It was a solid push. Unfortunately, the defensive side I don't think they were prepared for that kind of push. I think they were more prepared for a garage and CCTV side push. So that's where most of their folks were rotating back to. And then once they realized the push was coming from that way, they just kind of lost track of them pretty quickly. So all in all, it was actually a very dominant round for I think was AA Gaming on.
AA Gaming was on attack.
Yeah, so AA Gaming coming out very very strong there.
Yeah, and we're just setting up the rehost now. Let's just confirm the band operators. They were Maverick, Habana, Echo, and Kaid. So those were the 4 band operators.
Mm-hmm. So, and again, I still am going to go back to that. I think the Kaid was a bit of a misstep. I think it was just a reactionary thing. Because Kaid right now with a Thatcher on the board, don't need to ban him. You could have banned somebody else. Could have banned. You honestly could have banned a Bandit, especially on that ball. Because if you have the Thatcher still on the board, you can't Bandit trick. You can say it's almost impossible to Kaid trick. Like Bandit would have been such a better ban at that.
Yeah,
rather than
I'm thinking the Kaid trick comes from, you even though the cash bomb sites have become very dominant and very preferred to the basement, the church site, hatches play such a significant role on the execution of that site. I'm guessing it was to allow for a better bottom site hold.
but
But
with the Thatcher still on the
yeah,
board,
I'm not.
it doesn't
It's definitely
it
confusing.
doesn't matter.
Maybe it's a target ban. Maybe they know someone on TNO that goes off with the gun of Kaid. It's a very powerful weapon. That sniper shotgun.
It very well could be. But nobody on TNO there looked like they had. Again, it is only one round of the second game, but it didn't seem like TNO was overly aggressive with any of the operators, right? Where just because you go off with one operator or with a particular weapon, you should be able to at least do something very similar with another operator. You should always have a backup one, and nobody on TNO really seemed to have that kind of aggression that somebody with a particular who is in a particular role set would have. Like for example, if somebody who's with Kaid rotates back to Bandit, you should still be able to go off with both of them. So it was one of those things where I don't know. Again, only one round, but it just didn't seem like anybody there was ready to go off. And I think it could be a targeted ban, but I think my gut feeling is saying it was just a reactionary. We got to protect basement. We have to protect basement. Ban Kaid, and they banned him, not thinking that Thatcher's still on the board.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it could have been a pressure impulse thing where they just got caught up, kind of thing. But that's
Yeah.
why especially these two teams, AA and TNO, are both returning teams. There are VODs all over our YouTube with both of these teams playing. Whether it's on Clubhouse or not, I cannot say. But this league should be treated as seriously as possible, right? There's a lot of commitment that goes into it, not only from our part but from the team's part. You guys have to stick together for upwards of 10 weeks, if not more, if you make playoffs and everything. So, you guys got to make sure you really put in the effort, do your research on the teams if you plan to get into that playoff spot and compete your way for that $500 prize pool.
Yeah, it's yeah, I think any team or org, even no matter the size, should definitely be taking it very seriously. Just because, again, the prize pools are prize pools, right? Like So most of these guys are probably wanting to get into a professional scene, and this is I think one of the better ways to do it. Just because it's going to be as close to a professional scene as you will get until you get there, right? It's just one of those things that keeps you warm, keeps you fresh, gets you into that mentality. Because going into it with a full team, this is not your ranked game. This is not a scrim. This is two teams. One team wants to win. They do not care about where your head's at. They're focused on theirs. And if you have a team that is focused with you and is as focused as you are, then you'll just totally you'll be winning matches, no problem. So as we are back here in the game, round number 2, finally kicking off after that sound bug has finally been taken care of.
Yes, notorious sound glitch of Rainbow Six Siege. I used to get it all the time. Siege on my PS4 just refuses to work. I either get connection errors, sound errors. Half the time I can't. Like, I have no chat audio. Like, I'll have game audio, and there will be no glitch in the game audio, but I can't talk like to teammates in voice chat. I have to party. So.
Yeah,
Siege has some bugs, but it's.
I never had an issue on Xbox. Like Xbox, I never really had connection issues.
Yeah, and PC is, other than maybe like a Windows update that causes a game crash or something, it's not really.
Yeah, you don't see it too often, unless depending on regions, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's really down to that.
If you're at a Rainbow Six Siege major, then you're gonna see rehost and server crashes all the time. That's just how it goes with Siege.
Mm-hmm.
But interesting enough, we actually played in a Siege LAN event this past weekend with Bubba Fabes, of course, and Ubisoft actually IP banned the stadium that we were at, so no one could connect to their Ubisoft accounts and get the game going. So it doesn't matter where you play Siege, there are delays, there's something going on somewhere.
Yeah, it does take a little bit of organization, but jumping back into the game here, we will see them going back upstairs. TNO is going to try and hold this site again. AA Gaming having a very clean sweep of the first round, as we see here. Jaeger's
I've never seen that before.
Oh yeah, it's a very common spot. It's actually more common for, usually you see a Maestro up here.
That ACOG.
Yeah, especially the ACOG and the Alda. But again, it's a very common spot. You can definitely peek it from the door. And generally, depending on the angle, you can sometimes get a better peek onto that particular spot rather than the Jaeger would have the peek on you. But as we see here, Zim is able to take out Gallows quite quickly onto that Ash, taking out the castle. There we go. Very quickly. So we do have them going upstairs, and right now it is down to Zim. Zim is just clearing out this top floor. He does have somebody up there with him. It is the Twitch. So right now they are just taking control of here very, very easily. And as well as Buck is able to take out that wall too. So that's just another angle that is on the attacking side very easily.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see Bandit try and trick the Thermite here. It does sound like he's going to get it just in time. Did he place it on the wrong wall?
Nope, he got it. I think he. Oh wow, just missing that head. Just missing that head. I think again the strategy is throw off the Bandit, make him think that you're planting a little bit earlier, a little sooner. He is able to open that wall though, but right now he won't be able to Bandit trick as easily. So it's a smart little trick on the side of AA Gaming. So he will rotate off, and he will have the Twitch zap him a little bit. Oh, get caught out of place and able to finish him off with the
Twitch drone.
Able to take him out, and just like that, that's another one. So again, AA Gaming being very aggressive and very efficient. Oh, just walking into that smoke grenade though, just unnecessary damage being taken. Curcio is up here in the garage. Now he's fending off 2 attackers. And Drax is over here as well, fighting off on the red stairs. The Buck is able to... oh, what a nice shot on Drax. And Curcio. But not able to finish off the Buck. The Buck, almost takes out the Jaeger. Jaeger on about 25 HP. Not able to hit those shots. And right now, bomb site is completely open. And but right now they know where he is. And plant is going down. Buck is holding off the Jaeger quite easily. But Zim able to finally finish him off with that Ash. And AA goes up 2 games to 2-0 actually. So nice again, a very good attack coming from AA Gaming. They're
Yeah,
looking very, very strong.
one thing I really liked that I saw there is, it did, at one point it kind of seemed like Zimmer on that Ash was just kind of not rushing, but he was just,
Being
flying.
aggressive.
Yeah, but I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but there was a drone at his feet. So it was a smart clear by AA. He was being droned in properly, right? You have someone sitting out, probably still in spawn, and you're gonna drone in your entry fragger. So they're ready for that pre-fire. They're ready to get that opening kill. And Zimmer did exactly that onto the Castle of Gallows. So, it might have seemed a little reckless. At least at first sight, I thought it to be a little reckless. What's he doing already in bedroom? But then I noticed the drone at his feet, and so good coordination there from AA Gaming coming out. TNO is gonna have to maybe switch up sites here and figure this one out, and it does look like they have done that. It looks like they'll be heading down into the basement, I think. If there we go, they will be heading into the basement. So cash room not working out for them there on those 2 rounds. Let's see if they can pull things back together here in Church and Armory, but we shall see.
Yep, smart play though from TNO, realizing that the top floor site is not working. There's been many, many times where we see teams that are just banging their heads against the wall, just trying to make this site work. And granted, they'll finally get it, but then now they're down four rounds to one, right? So then it's just like for right now, TNO is like, you know what? We've lost it twice. Move on. We'll come back to it. Let's see if we can get a couple points on the board first. So again, smart on them to at least step back, be like, you know what? Nope, we have to take a break from this. We have to move on to something else. And again, that could be that AA Gaming being as aggressive as they are, is a smart play. It's a very smart play for them to do. So I say oof on those Valkyrie placements. I think they could be hidden a little bit better, but you never know. Sometimes they can get overlooked quickly.
Yeah, we still see default cams that go undestroyed sometimes.
But AA Gaming has been pretty on point with the droning. I think it'll be spotted pretty quickly. But we have Twitch over here popping down blue quickly, so we might see engagement here between the Legion and the Twitch quite quickly.
Yeah, we do see pings coming out, so 100% aware of the Legion's position. We are looking like we're gonna get a little peek. And this is quite the... I thought we were lagging there for a second and it was frozen, but...
Yeah, no, it's just two teams being super cautious. It finally takes them out. That is your mute off the board. That is a big one. That's a C4 that's gone. And that's a very, very good play on him. And it does look like the Thermite took a little bit of damage, though. I'm not too sure where he got that from. I think it may have been through C4.
Yeah, exactly. I think the mute got the C4 up. That's why he rotated it into the sights of the Twitch.
Yeah, so again, that was... I'd say it was a good shot from Twitch, but we do see here that right now she'll just be watching this angle. We do have the Jaeger down as well. I think as well as the Thermite. Thermite is down, yes, as you can see here. We do have Jaeger down.
Yeah,
hopefully they can pick...
Gallows is going to pick up the Thatcher, so now these Legions can pretty much be thrown out and either hit or shot if found by drones or someone with very good eyes. But no quick clear of any Legion mines, and we do hear one there going off in the blue hallway.
As well as we will have the Maestro over here, just over in church, just filling this down with an ACOG, which is interesting. Usually you see a Maestro with, Hollow. I usually see him with an ACOG. As we say that though, is able to finish him off, and Ghost able to take out John Q. So AA Gaming not as aggressive on this site. They're just taking it a little bit slower, but it's punishing them a little bit more. It's down to a 4v2, and our Buck is almost finished off. Ash is being a little bit more passive here. You don't see her too hang on, Ash this passive usually. Usually she's a little bit more aggressive than this. Just trying to get a little bit of a peek. Oh, nice shot coming from her onto Carousel as well. So down to a 2v3. She could take this. Oh, and just misses the shots, and Gallows is able to punish her. And it's just down to the Buck at this point. Buck with the C8, able to finish off the... Defenders, though, gets on time. Attackers just got caught sleeping.
Yep, so a much better round there from TNO. Hopefully it's what they needed to really pull themselves back together and head up to cash and transfer on some of the success they just had in the bottom site.
And they
won it pretty cleanly too. it ended in a 1v3, but they were up 4v2 for a good portion of the round, so good picks on their
Mhm.
part. They played more of an anchor heavy, as you often see on those sites. You might sometimes see one roamer. An overly aggressive team you might see two roamers. However, it's very well known for being an anchor heavy site and often having all five members, all hands on deck on site.
Yeah, so good on them. Bring that morale back. They're heading back up to cash room, and we know AA is very aggressive and very strong on cash room. So it's going to be interesting to see if any of the morale or any of that positive feedback from winning that last round carries over. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But we do have an IQ making her debut on this game. So again, just another operator with a little bit more gadget to take care of those goo mines, as well as any other gadgets that might be a bit of a pest. I think she'll probably be she'll most likely be used bottom floor, shooting up through the floor, taking care of the ADSs through the floor that way. And same thing with the bandit trick. I think this is just a counter to the bandit trick, just getting him off the board quite quickly. But we'll have to wait and see if she makes it that far. So
Yep. So a good little switch, I think. I think it's it'll help with bandit tricking for sure. They did manage to, get the wall open successfully without the use of an IQ last time. Good coordination between the Thatcher and the Thermite. But it's just less of a headache if you can, with the IQ on the board for sure.
yeah, if you have her running downstairs, she can take care of the bandit trick quite quickly. Just because as soon as he puts it down, she just shoots up and there you go. But she just needs somebody with her because it is a very counterable position.
Yeah.
So as we see here, though, we do have Gallows and Kersey over here in Garage. We'll have the most powerful gun of the Alda and the 416C in defending that area. But we do have two over here in Connector. So again, they do have them spaced out quite well, but it does look like the attackers are droning out quite easily. And as we can see here, they are going to be taking this master bedroom probably quite convincingly. There's no real pressure from anybody. As you can see here, Dagels is able to push in, but unfortunately gets caught out quite easily by the Twitch. And
that's
this
something
match.
Details really should have known. The rotation there, the amount of pressure he was receiving from not only the open connector wall, but the ass shooting through the soft wall. AA is the type of team that's going to cover their ass pretty much in every rotation there is. So maybe should have been expecting, but a good kill there from Kersey onto Don Q, and that's the Thermite off the board without that main wall being opened. So that's quite impactful to the round.
It is impactful, but AA actually has gotten through this before without that. But as we say that, Gallows is able to take out Trozilla. But
Polarity, I think.
Polarity. There we go. I had a tongue twister there. Polarity able to take out somebody else really quickly as well. So we do have 52 seconds left. Oh, gets caught. Not looking where everybody's going to be peeking. Gets kind of concentrated on those steps. But that is your Twitch off the board. And literally just down to a Thatcher and an Ash. Again, down to 30 seconds. AA just kind of get on the back foot here. Slow down. It looks like TNO definitely read into how they push and is making the appropriate changes. And to say that, though, Zim owner is able to get another frag. And that's him off the board. And Zim owner again on the Ghost. And that is down to a 2v1. It's literally just down to Gallows. But with that Alda, he can definitely take this. Plant is going down over here in cash room. She is watching that rotate hole. And right now it is down to a retake. Gallows on 15 HP, rotating downstairs. Going to gather himself before doing a final push. Trying to get the Thatcher out here. He's going to do a little bit of pre-fire. Doesn't hit anybody though. He is making sure that nobody's watching that doorway. He does just miss the head of the fireball, and AA able to take it round number 4. Bringing themselves up to 3-1.
It really didn't look like AA had that one in the bag there. They were stuck in connector with no real open line to sight other than doorways and windows. Good coordination though. As the Thatcher got Legion and was stuck in that corner, Zim owner rotated to the window and was able to pick up, I believe it was the Bandit rotating around. through sight. So that relieves all the pressure and from AA and puts it all onto the remaining member of on Maestro. That's Gallows. So despite things maybe not being in their favor throughout that round, a big double kill there from Zim to put them on the back on the front foot, and they're able to close out the round, take this match to 3-1.
Yep. So it is again TNO definitely learning, but AA just being much more aggressive. So it's gonna be a challenge from here. Like they can't go too many other spots, as you can see. We're going master bedroom and exercise. Now, not an impossible bomb site to hold, especially if you update. You can definitely have a little bit more rotation, but can get caught off super easily. So if you do not have the coordination for this site, you will be for a world of hurt. And it's going to be tough for TNO to take this one for sure. I can tell you right now, especially with the Finka on the board. This is 100% going to be a rush strat. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, and we see a lot being a new term that's been thrown around now is the sight triangle. With the way that sights lock and everything, you pretty much have to be ready for 3 sights at all times. And bedroom usually being the third point of that triangle, right? You go to it if you have to, but you really want to try and bounce off of basement and church. Obviously, if you're doing really good on defense, you're gonna have to at one point defend in bedroom. But it's usually the third point on the triangle, and with TNO not being so ready for cash, it seems, or AA being over ready for cash, they're gonna have to try and rework their so-called sight triangle to work in bedroom a little more often, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's one of those sites. I don't think they're overly comfortable with it. If they were comfortable with it, they would have picked it instead of instead of the last site. So it's one of those things where I think they're just trying it out. It's going to be a tough one from the here. Castle does get droned out quite easily, and right now it's going to be they're going to double peek them. It's going to be one of those things. Oh no, Tom Zilla cooking the grenade for too long, and that's your Finka off the board. Oh my, what a misplay! Oh my god!
And you can see the Ash immediately go, okay, this isn't gonna work, and just completely rotate. Oh, and a nice shot from Kersey. That's Zim owner off the board. That's a big player off the board. Looking for the double kill now. He will miss some shots, getting a little bit aggressive. I don't know if he knows someone at the window. He's got to be careful here. He will pick up the kill, I think. He will. Kersey going off right now. That's Polarity. Looking at a 5v2, so this is looking very good.
Tags him. The fireballs will finish him off.
He will actually down.
Oh, it's going to be a tough one from here. If he either can go for the revive or he can just try and finish off the round, but he's going to try and go for the revive. He's just making sure it's nice and clear right now. Don't know if it's clear. And he does manage to get the thermite up, but almost. But Thatcher is going to be blowing open over here by Exercise Room. 45 seconds left though. Doesn't look like he's going to go into favor of 88 Gaming. Just going to try and do some little bit of pre-firing, and Gallows is able to take out Don Q quite quickly. Down to a 4v1. But a Fireball able to equal it out a little bit. Does take out Details.
We're about to see the first 1v3. It'd be an ace. He's already got the double.
Going for that. He almost got the angle on that Legion, but unfortunately he's not. And he's got to watch out for the rotate now because they can easily rotate around. And yeah, he wasn't winning that one.
Yeah.
So, but again, good job on TNO holding out that site. I think it was a little bit of luck, especially coming from that thinking grenade. That's kind of what popped off. But again, we did have Kersey's though go off with the triple kill there. So
yeah,
I think
very good hold of the cash room. Why couldn't they do that when they're actually on that site?
Yeah, I know, right? It's one of those things where it's just a different ball game when people aren't expecting anybody there. But again, good on them. They're equaling it out. It's down to 3. It's a 3-2 now. They just got to get the next one. But it looks like we are going to be getting. We will be getting a Dokkaebi. So. It's going to be tricky now.
The good thing is
never mind.
Oh, no, go for it, my dude.
No, I was going to say they have Finka and a Dokkaebi, which even then means this rush strat, but now they switch back to the Thermite.
Bringing the Thermite. But yeah,
Brilliant
so
thing.
the good thing is that Arsenal and Church is now unlocked for TNO, where they did have so much success. You know, the one time they went there, they won it pretty easily, and that would be if they can pick up this round, then they go into the half at 3-3, which is a lot better than going into the half at 4-2. So if TNO can pull this round out of the hat and secure the round, I think things can look up for them, depending on how well coordinated their attack is. But based on last season, they're a very good team. So as are all teams in the league, but TNO definitely one of the teams to watch for season 2, in my opinion.
So we will have here Gallows just setting up his evil eyes. Tomzilla still rocking that Dokkaebi though. Dokkaebi being a very powerful operator, especially after her nerf. I wasn't expecting her to still stay as strong as she is, but again, still a very annoying and very powerful operator. But we will have the Primitive Donkey opening up tunnels. Again, not a very common spot for people to be pushing, but it is something that you can definitely throw the enemy off, especially pushing through there. But with no shield on the board, it's going to be difficult to push through there. Usually you want to push through there with a Monty or at least a Blitz just to kind of be ahead of you. It's just one of those things where you push through tunnels, you need a shield. You get a shield because of it. So
yeah, and you know, I think I mean, I know I've personally used it as more of a distraction. You know, you had mentioned just to kind of throw them off. It's not uncommon to send maybe one of your more fragger heavy ops who isn't so utility based just down the tunnel, maybe pick up a frag, but more to just apply pressure from another area. Unfortunately, though, they will lose the impact of Zim, owner who has been very impactful so far in this match on the Ashe. So there goes that entry fragger, pretty low utility operator. She wasn't even managed to clear out any of that barbed wire. And Kersey roaming around up in the bar will pick up another double kill. So Kersey going off right now, and he tries the drop shot, won't get it, but pushes, and that's a triple kill for Kersey with his phone going off. And TNO destroy AA on that bottom Arsenal and Church bomb site. Kersey pulling it out in these last 2 defensive rounds for his team. One can only hope that his... Yeah, for sure. That was 2 triple kills, 2 rounds in a row. That's exactly what TNO needed. They needed someone to be the hero and pull them out of the slump that they were getting themselves into. Kersey was that hero, did exactly that. And now, as I mentioned, TNO is sitting right where they wanted at a 3-3 scoreline at the half. So let's see what the role swap has in store for us.
Yeah, so with the switching of roles here, obviously we'll see what AA Gaming is comfortable with first. They'll kind of show their hand that way to know where they have where their strategies lie, right? So we do see a IQ being switched out for a Zofia though. That's very interesting. You don't see an Zofia too often on this map, especially at this level of play, just because her utility, isn't geared towards this site. Now, granted, she can be again another counter for Bandit, especially with the Bandit trick going on. You could blow up the floor underneath him, and therefore, obviously, boom, you can't Bandit trick anymore. But again, it doesn't seem like they use the IQ that way, so I'm not too sure if they use the Zofia that way. So let's wait and see and how they use this and how they're going to be pushing this. So with a Buck, Sledge, and a Zofia, I can feel it's definitely going to be a more trying to get as many angles and make them move a little bit more than you would an aggressive rush strat.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see how AA fares on this site. You know, we did see TNO have, I'll say, all kinds of trouble managing a successful defense on the Casher bomb site. Let's see if AA can maybe bring something new, or just hold down the fort maybe a little bit better.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how they do this.
Yeah, in all fairness to TNO, it's not like they're playing, this isn't ranked. I know we hear a lot oftentimes where people, will say, oh, like, typical ranked strat, but whether they're using a ranked strat or not is besides the point. When you're in a competitive setting, there are always different types of pressures and expectations, and so I think the fact that they were able to bring this back and make it a 3-3 is in favor of TNO rather than in AA. Even though AA is moving on to defense, which is commonly known as the preferred or favored side, or role rather. But we
Yeah,
shall see.
exactly. So, yeah, we will have. Oh, as we see here, we do have Tomzilla taking out the bandit from underneath, as mentioned. She does do her job there. The Legion, though, is able to take a little bit of damage, but he's getting also Doc stimmed, and we do have Don Q over here as well with the Vigil doing a bit of a refrag. So, a bandit and a sledge, though, but that is a big loss for the defensive side. They lose control, and now this Vigil is kind of stuck in a little bit of a tricky spot. He can't rotate, and he does get spotted out though. But shots on a drag, able to get him, and now it is down to a 4v3. So Ghost is gonna hold this angle though. Oh, just misses that, and Zim is taking out details as well. So it does look like AA is rallying back on this defense take, even with the proper strategies coming from TNL.
Yeah, and they made great time clearing out the bandit from underneath, as you mentioned, getting the wall open. I think since then, they've just been making unfortunate plays like that, where you kind of move into the line of sight while you're reloading, no way to protect yourself. They're just getting caught out. It's unfortunate. We're sitting in a 1v4. I'd love to see Gallows clutch this, but it doesn't look like he's going to, as Sim owner with the run out on the dock will take him out, and AA will secure their first defensive round and take the lead 4-3.
Yeah, as well as it does seem like TNO took control of the top. Like they took control of CCTV fairly decently, but they didn't take full control. So they just had the sight lines, and then from there they just got pushed back. So rather than maintaining control and trying to get control of garage at that point, they totally left garage. So therefore, Vigil was allowed to stay there, and there's nobody. The only person to really, kind of take him out would have been Ghost, and Ghost didn't really have the proper support to take him out. So it was just one of those things where there should have been more pressure coming from garage side, as they had control of CCTV. So therefore, they could take full control of CCTV. But again, that's water under the bridge right now. AA Gaming looking strong again. But again, we'll have to wait and see because Tino rallied back last time. So it is one of those things where I'm going to have to wait and see how this plays out. But we will see here
yeah,
too.
Sorry about that.
we will see Valkyrie be picked up now. Again, more intel is always beneficial. And we will see Pulse again on this bomb site. Not too uncommon. We will usually see a Pulse here. He can control all of bathroom just from the bottom floor, or not bathroom. He can kitchen. Sorry, he can control kitchen very easily from the bottom floor, and deny anybody who's planting, a breach charge or anything like that. So therefore, it just makes it a little bit more difficult for them.
Yeah, and he brings a lot of information too. With that cardiac sensor. It's just so much valuable information. The worst thing that I can personally I don't like seeing is an over aggressive Pulse, because the amount of information he brings late round is crucial. He can from within that side of the bomb site, he can see main stairs. He knows how many are pushing, when they're pushing. He can tell you what to expect from hatch. So he can really shut down that entire bomb site pretty much on his own, unless they're coming from the blue hallway, which which in any case you'll normally have someone watching that rotation anyway. So Pulse is super crucial.
Polarity though taking out Kershey. Again, nobody really droning out that. Now they are, but Polarity taking another, and then Fireball able to take out Ghost. So it is it just looks away at the wrong time though. Drac able to finally finish off Polarity. Which is now 4v2, and the attackers are showing an odd angle. Usually you can never win that angle, but as we say that though, they bring it back down to a 2v2. AA get way too aggressive, and just
that's really good resilience there from TNO to not just say, okay, it's a 4v2, we've lost the round, let's figure out next round. They really stuck with it. AA played over aggressive, and they made them pay for it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it was just unnecessarily aggressive. You don't need a Valkyrie upstairs, and Doc, you do not need peeking that angle unless you absolutely know you're going to win it, and I don't think he knew he was going to win that. This is one of those things where Doc in where Pulse is would have been a better spot. Now it's just down to a Pulse and a Mute, two people with actually quite weak weapons against two of the stronger weapons on attacking team. Right, so it will be something right now. TNO has to kind of keep that momentum going if they wanted to keep pushing AA out. So AA slowing it down. Oh, C4 going out, able to take out the Thermite. TNO now getting slowed down a little bit now, but it's just down to the Drac here. But that wall is opened up, so there is a way for her to kind of clutch this out if she can. We do have Pulse here holding out that long angle. Unless he gets a headshot, though. I don't know if he can get her. We'll have... Oh, not quite. Tomzilla will finish her off with a shotgun. Almost throwing it away. AA Gaming. That was a very close one.
Yeah, so we saw great resilience there from TNO. They brought it back from a 4v2 to a 2v2. We had a strange meetup between Thermite and Mute in the motorcycle hatch, underneath motorcycle hatch. The Mute almost getting caught with his pants down as he rocked the corner with the C4 prepped in hand. Luckily for him, the Thermite not landing all of his shots, and there was just really nowhere to run for him. The IQ did everything she could. She pre-fired the right corner and everything, but that shotgun from that range will not be stopped.
Nope. And again, it was a very valiant effort from TNO. But AA Gaming just rallying it back again. I think that round could have been over, or would have been a little bit more dominant on AA side if they just didn't throw operators willy nilly at them. But again, they only got 2 more rounds to go, and they got this. So let's see if they can close it out. This one, but again, nothing changing on either side. The only one coming out now is a Jackal. But oddly enough, I guess they have been roaming. AA has been roaming fairly aggressively, but not in the sense of like Clubhouse isn't a crazy aggressive roaming map, right? Like you can still get cut off very easily.
Yeah, it's essentially a big square, right? I mean, there are very limited paths you can take to get from one side of the map to the other. You know, you can pretty much disregard all of Strip Club because that can just be drowned out and cleared like nothing.
Nobody ever really goes in Strip Club either.
Yeah,
right?
you know, you might get
you're so cut off.
Yeah, exactly. There. I mean, you can push in there to maybe try and clear a roamer, but you're most likely going to then push out and find a new path. You might have the odd per defender lane waiting there, maybe a Caviera waiting to really stir things up late round, or you could have a potential run out from Strip Club door. But you know, at this level of play, a run out or a spawn peek, it's a risk that some teams are willing to take. But you know, you have to be ready to weight that risk of, is it really worth going down in a 4v5 in the first 3 seconds of a round?
Yeah, you really got to be confident in doing a run out or a peak like that, just because you can get punished so easily.
Yeah.
But we will have Gallows here going for the open, so I don't know if Bandit's going to bandit trick. No, he's not going to bandit trick. Oh, he will actually, but he's going to bandit trick the wrong wall. The wall will be opened up, and right now, it does look like now the attackers will have control of 90.
Yeah, so a good play there from the Thermite and the Thatcher once again. Teams very clearly working on their Thatcher Thermite coordination. Details that's going to take out Zim. And Zim owner, since popping off, has been having a rough go. He will be taken out. Don Q will refrag Drac out of the round, and that's Kersey, who is very influential for TNO off. So 4 very quick kills there. We sit in a 3v3 now, with the Jackal being downed, I believe. And still a lot of time left.
Yeah, and right now they are cutting off. Oh, wow. Not able to finish him off. Oh, almost gets him. But Gallows is able to finish him off. But Tomzilla able to take out Ghost. So it is dash down to a 2v1 with a Legion and a Jaeger. 2 operators you do not want to be facing in this kind of situation. And with 58 seconds left, time will be running down and Diffusion nowhere to be found. So Thermite does have a little bit of an uphill battle at this point. Especially with under 50% health. He's got about 40% health on him. We will have, Tomzilla with a nice angle onto Gallows. And AA will secure out another win. They are 1 away from if I could speak,
Closing
There are
out
one
the game.
closing out. There we go. Closing out. That's what I wanted to
I
say.
got your back. I got your back. So yeah, so so far I'm happy to say that both our games weren't 7-0s. This one's could be very well far from over if TNO can really find their footing here and get themselves back into it. It's not looking so hot right now, but we've seen them be resilient in the past. Let's see if they can pull it out again. Maybe another heroic play or a heroic 2 rounds from Kersey and get them back in this one. But the first game ending 7-4, this one looking like it's going to be a 7-3, but it's really too early to tell. TNO I don't think has been getting the full benefit of their rounds. I think this game could very well be either a 5-4 or something of that nature. TNO just having a little bit of problems, I think, closing out the round. They often get an opening pick, but they get refragged very quickly, and then there's no refrag on the refrag, so they put themselves, a little bit back on the back pedal, and maybe just a little bit of round closing work is what needed for TNO.
Yeah, 100%, and I think TNO is just kind of their focus. They got a good start, like you said. They just can't finish off, so I think they just need to be a little bit. Depending on how they're playing, they got to be a little. I think, in my opinion, they have to be a little bit more passive. I think they're just getting a little bit too aggressive. Also, too, they're just not winning the gunfights, especially the late game gunfights. It could be nerves. It could be just obviously first game of the season, right? So it could be a little bit of rust. Could it be a little bit of just your tensions and your aim just might be a little bit off. Doesn't mean it can't be improved over the season.
Yep, that's it.
I think
it's week 1, game 1, right?
Yeah, so you're going to have people who are a little bit off. You're going to have teams that might not be up to snuff right now. It does not mean that they're out of the running just yet, right?
Not at all.
It is the first game, so
exactly.
It's a feeling out process.
Yeah, I'm happy. Like I said, I was expecting games to be close this evening because of that feeling out process. Even though these are returning teams, there are roster changes that took effect. Poor droning and a poor push. Good refrag though from Details.
Yeah, but unfortunately they lost the Ash. Ash for Jaeger. It's almost equals out.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I mean, Jaeger's utility is most definitely already out there, so maybe an advantage to the defense because Ash has yet to been able to use her utility and with a castle on the board. Oh, it sounded like a one-tap there from Zim owner onto Kersey.
Yeah, Zim able to finish him off. But we will have right now. And Jackal's got no health too. He's gonna be it's gonna be tough for him to get anything, but we will have Zim holding this angle. It's a tight little angle here with the dock. Be able to take him
coming out onto the dock now, so he will reposition himself a little bit, but looks like he's ready to take on this fight that's coming with the Jackal.
Don Q though, taking a couple pot shots outside, just trying to get some people moving around here. Attacker stalling out though, not too sure of how to approach this. They have a very interesting setup going on right now. They're not too sure where to go. They do get CCTV open though, so that is always a good start. But we do have wow, Ghost or Dawn just not able to finish off the Thatcher there. We do have Fireball as well, taking a bit of damage. And unfortunately, though, he does get down, and he's literally just down to. Well, as I say that, yeah. Gallows goes down, and right now it is just down to Gallows and Zim, as well as the Rook. I totally forgot a Rook has been picked here.
The good thing is.
Oh, and it does take him. Oh no.
Oh, he kind of stalled there for a second.
Yeah, he went to go finish off the kill, and I'm not too sure. I think he should have just turned around at that point, but it happens, right? But we do have AA Gaming moving on, winning game number 1.
Yep.
Game number 2 of the night on season number 2. So, good job, AA Gaming. TNO just not able to have the fragging power to deal with AA. I think it's just a few of them are off tonight. We did see a couple. We did see a good rally from them. We did see a good amount of gameplay from them that we know that they're kind of in line with being a good team this season. It's just I think it's just have a little bit of nerves, a little bit of ring rust. First game, just get it out of the way, move on, learn from it, and adapt. So, but that's going to be it for tonight, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming out and supporting us. And again, guys, don't forget any donations today will go to the Heart and Stroke Foundation in support of Bubba Fabes. But I hope you enjoyed tonight. My name's Neely and Scummy. It's been a pleasure casting with you tonight.
Yes, it has indeed.
So that'll be it for us tonight, guys, and we'll catch you next time.
Yep, thank you everyone for tuning out. This was a great first night. There are some things we got to figure out on our end for sure, with the whole map banning and everything set up. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. There's a lot more where that came from throughout the entire season. We want to give you the most pro league feel within PS4 possible, and I think we're doing that. And if you guys can continue to support us, can support the casters, support the admins, the team, the staff, just everybody. So thank you everybody, we appreciate it. GG's to all the teams tonight: Mishmash Blue, XGN Haywire, AA, and Trust No One. We'll might not be live Friday. We do have one game scheduled for Friday, as the second game that we were supposed to cast will be unavailable for that Friday, but we may have to also cancel the other game and not stream on Friday. We will give you guys more details. We're trying to work out a way that we can get them live. But if not, we'll talk to you guys next Wednesday. And it should be right back here with Mr. Neely Bobber. And hopefully we have Mr. Bubba Fades back here. Remember, guys, anything you sent tonight, I don't have notifications on or anything, but will be sent directly to the Heart Stroke Foundation in support of Mr. Bubba Fabes' father-in-law, who we are all with. So, on that note, guys, have a wonderful Wednesday evening. And if I don't talk to you guys Friday, have a great weekend. Cool. Peace out, guys.